Back to my kid's 91 Mazda RX-7. We got the LS put in there. Motor mounts are made. I just did universal ones because the silica ones or whatever they are, they're $500 or $600. So I just made these ones for $39 or whatever they were on both sides. And then I was going off of the internet videos that I could find on there for displacement of how far forward the engine had to go and how far, and most of it looked like the strut tower, and then the front cylinders were just past the strut tower. With the big balancer on here, it'll give me enough room for a radiator and a fan, and then the rest of the pulley stuff. So this is just going by what I could see on the internet. And then we're not running a manual trans. This is my kid's first car. He turns 16 next week. So it's going to go 4L60 trans. I had to offset it just a little bit to the passenger side to get the shift shaft linkage to clear without bashing the floor in. I did paint it last year, candy brandy, and I'm getting ready for the exterior. I was going to paint it first last week, but I wanted to get the engine in it before I scratch the paint up on the fenders. So now that the engine's in it, it's ready to go back to paint. And then I got the jams all bloated, just back taped, ready to, I got the car recoated after I did the body work and finalized all the blocking. So I blocked it, and then I just gotta clean it up and get it in the sealer and then base coat the car and clear it. I'm going to be painting it with the front and the rear bumpers on the car. The side skirts will be off the car because those will be taken on and off every time we hoist the vehicle. And then the transmission does not work. I bought the trans from my shop, and it had all reverses. Front bumpers right there. My kid primed that last week. Now, I bought the body kit for this thing. The running boards are over here. Now I had to lengthen this 3 inches just to make it fit the car. It's a fiberglass kit. So you can see all the body work and fiberglass back on the back side. I had to stretch them to even make them fit. They would not fit the car at all. Shit. So then I had to take this too and body work the whole front top of this in order to make it sit level with the headlights and the hood, because it would not bend very much. The body kit on the back has a little gap right here. I couldn't take enough material off of that without grinding through it, so by the time I put the trim back on right here, that'll cover this gap, and then you'll just have a little bit. But I centered this gap to make the best as I could on both sides. And then you had to body work this to make all this trim fit. And so we're just going to run this trim. This one is not, because the side skirt, I rib nutted them to bolt the body kit on. And then we'll be running the door trim. The front trim we won't be running because the side skirt comes over that. My kid primed all these last week, and then he's sanding them slowly, but not fast enough for what we got going on here. But hopefully by next week I'll have the transmission built. I went through it, tore it all apart, found the failure clutches. Those springs are no good. So they're supposed to stick past it on both sides, and they're sitting flush and they're all heat soaked, so they won't. Clutches were burnt up in there, 3/4. I got the pump all torn apart. Everything looks pretty good in the pump. So we should have this driving next week. There's the case, all kinds of stuff in there. You see clutch material. But that's where we're at. Let me know in the comments as where you guys put the engine at in these.